This scale model of the Tabernacle of Israel, built in the 1920s, is kept on permanent display at Glencairn Museum in Bernathen, Pennsylvania. According to the Bible, God gave Moses instructions for building the tabernacle after giving the Ten Commandments on Mount Sinai. The building instructions found in the Bible are so detailed and meticulous that people have often felt that to understand the structure properly, they need to build it. The tabernacle was a sacred tent that the children of Israel carried with them during their travels through the wilderness and into the land of Canaan. It was the meeting place where the God of Israel could communicate his will to his people, and the people could communicate their worship to God. The focus of the tabernacle was the Ark of the Covenant, which was kept in a room called the Most Holy Place, or the Holy of Holies. Next to the Holy of Holies was another room called the Holy Place, and surrounding the tent itself was an area called the Court. The people in this model are taking part in what is sometimes called the daily ritual. Every morning, the priests would enter the court and the tabernacle to perform various duties of cleansing and offering. By performing these duties, the priests believed they were both wiping away evils done the previous day and asking forgiveness for future evils. The Holy of Holies was the most holy place in the tabernacle because it contained the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark was made of wood overlaid with gold, inside and out. Inside the Ark were 2 tablets of stone inscribed with the 10 Commandments, which were at the heart of Israel's covenant with God. This covenant guaranteed that as long as the children of Israel lived according to God's commandments, they would continue to receive his favor. Only the high priest was allowed to enter the Holy of Holies, and then only once a year, on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. On this special day, the high priest could actually speak with the God of Israel, whose voice came from between the cherubim on top of the ark. In addition to the usual priestly garments, the high priest wore a gold plate on his headgear with the inscription, "Holiness to the Lord." He also wore a decorated robe of seamless blue linen and a striped apron-like garment called an ephod. A breastplate with 12 precious stones was placed over the ephod. It was by means of the breastplate that the high priest was able to discern God's will. During the daily ritual, it was the job of the priest to take care of the holy place. His cleansing duties included trimming the wicks on the lampstand and, on the Sabbath, replacing the loaves on the table of showbread. The lampstand, or menorah, with its 7 branches, was the only piece of furniture in the tabernacle made of solid gold. It was also the only source of light inside the tent. Each branch was made in the shape of almonds, pomegranates, and flowers. At the top of each branch was a lamp filled with pure olive oil. Loaves of showbread were placed before the Lord on the table of showbread. The table was made of wood overlaid with gold, and the plates and vessels were made of solid gold. The altar of incense was made of wood overlaid with gold. The priest stood before this altar and burned special incense every morning, filling the holy place with a pleasant fragrance. The court was the sacred ground enclosed by a linen fence surrounding the tabernacle. It was here that all sacrifices were made to the Lord. At the beginning of every animal offering, including the offering made during the daily ritual, the animal was led through the court to the door of the tabernacle to be examined for blemishes. Only unblemished animals could be sacrificed. The offering could be placed on the altar of burnt offerings only if the animal was pronounced suitable. The laver was made of solid bronze. Before entering the tabernacle or performing sacrifices, the priests would wash their hands and feet in the laver in a ritual of purification. The punishment for performing a sacrifice without washing in the laver was death. The altar of burnt offerings was made of wood overlaid with bronze. During the morning sacrifice, a priest slaughtered an animal on the north side of the altar, catching the blood in a bronze pan. He carried the pan around the altar, sprinkling blood at the base. He then skinned the animal, cut it into pieces, and laid the pieces on the fire. One of the cleansing duties during the daily ritual was to shovel the old ash from under the altar and replace it with new wood. Glencairn Museum's model of the Tabernacle of Israel is on exhibit in our Ancient Near East Gallery. For information on tours, please visit us on the World Wide Web at www.glencairnmuseum.org.